What if episode 3 imagines a world where our original Avengers did not come together? If you haven't seen this episode, consider this your spoiler warning because I will be talking spoilerish stuff. So, again, this episode pictures or has a world with the original Avengers, meaning Iron Man, Thor, Hawkeye, Black Widow, Hulk, do not come together to form the Avengers in what we saw in Avengers 1, if you will, or just the Avengers, the first one, where Loki takes over or tries to take over, and we know how that happens. And I thought this episode was really well done. Way better than episode 2. Episode 2, after seeing episode 3, kind of feels a little bit off place, but so does this one a little bit because of the who was behind it. Now, I enjoyed the fact that, Iron Man got killed, Thor got killed. Then the way they killed a Banner was like mind boggling. I was like, that's brilliant way to bypass his healing factor. But even though if you're familiar with the Hulk in the comics, that still wouldn't stop him. Literally, there's a run in one of the comic books where he literally turns into pieces, and his cells just kind of bring him back together. So he is still pretty damn indestructible, if you will. And the way they killed Hawkeye, very secret-ish, if you will. And then at the end, we find out who killed the Avengers. And it's kind of dumb. It's kind of forced. Now, if you haven't watched it again, consider this your spoiler warning again. But when it was revealed that Hank Pym was behind it and he was the one that was murdering the Avengers, it kind of felt a little dumb. Like it was a little bit of a letdown. Now I get there's a part in there where he says, "Oh, I had Thor was just a favor," meaning that he was kind of linking up with Loki as far as like coming up with the plan. So then Loki, having the Avengers go away, he ultimately has his plan of ruling Midgard or Earth, and we see that, which is dope to watch. Right after, when you watch the real live action ones, and you think of the what if the Avengers didn't come? What if Tony didn't really want to get along with what Fury was going with, and he kind of branched off and was, what if Thor, would have been taken out? Could any of the Avengers stand up to Loki? That we don't know, right? And we probably know that they probably couldn't, given the fact that Loki would be considered the same as Thor, a god, with the way he has his magic and how powerful he is. And we saw that he went in there with the Warriors 3 and the whole army of Asgard. So I mean, he was packing pretty heavy, and I enjoyed that. But I thought the whole Hank Pym and the reasoning for why he turned the way he did was a little bit crazy, knowing that him losing his wife and knowing in Ant-Man 1 that his wife was most likely dead. He doesn't know that his wife might have a chance of being alive till Ant-Man and the Wasp. So for him to turn it and because my daughter hoped I mean, come on. He had lost his wife earlier and he didn't go into this kind of rage, or earlier in his life, and he didn't go into this type of rage, and knowing how everything would still be the same. They didn't address that. So he was still raising her and grooming her to be able to help him. So he knew the risk. And making Pym, I know it's a different timeline. It's a what if series, but I don't know. I kind of felt a little bit, cheapened by it, but it is what it is. But having the ending of it, having Loki ultimately win, I enjoyed it. If you would have just taken off that Pym part, where he's the one, he has the same outfit as when they stole his ideas, and why he created not the original Ant-Man suit, which was his suit from way back in the days, because he was the original Ant-Man. So why he designed it like the evil guy in the real life action flick, even though I think they were working together, but I think the design was still different. It was kind of, I don't know. that part felt a little bit rushed into it, just to make the episode a little bit more grandiose. And you don't really need to do that. That's why I thought episode one was so good, because they just took one little change. Yeah, there was a lot of corny coincidence, and not even coincidence, a lot of corny adaptations to the original source material. But I was okay with that, because it was kind of self-contained. The last two episodes, especially episode two, was way too grandiose. The episode three, this one that we just watched, I thought it, like I said, it was good if you would have just taken the Hank Pym part out and just had Loki ultimately win, which it was in his character, it was in his plan. He wanted to do that, but he needed to get rid of Thor. So why he needed Pym, or why Hank Pym would have turned that way, is mind-boggling, because I just don't think Hank has it in him to turn, knowing what we know about him. I know in this universe he loses his daughter, like I said earlier, but I just don't buy it. But all in all, I enjoyed the episode. I thought it was really good. It was really good acted, voice acted. It was so dope to see a lot of the original cast coming back for this one, which made it even that much better. And the shock value, I'm all about the shock value. The fact that we saw our Avengers fall kind of hits us in a different place in our hearts, because we've grown accustomed to these characters, and watching them die before they even get started was kind of like, wow, what if? It does get you thinking, like, wow, imagine if that would have actually happened. Loki probably could have succeeded like he did. And at the end, we see that Nick Fury goes looking for Captain America, and he finds him, but that wasn't the secret. The secret is that he used this pager way earlier now, and we got introduced to Captain Marvel way earlier in what would be phase one, which was probably the correct way to do it, but maybe they didn't want to. The rumors of when they wanted to introduce Captain Marvel, but it was nice to see that he was going to go and start his Avengers initiative with new Avengers, even though one of them was the original Avenger, the first Avenger, if you will. But yet the two captains, right? Captain Marvel and Captain America were going to be the OGs to start the Avengers initiative. But anyways, those are just my thoughts. I would love to hear your thoughts down in the comments. And like always, that's a wrap.